Approaching the protest outside the Mohawk Valley Psychiatric Center. Protest in order to keep this building open and functional instead of sending all our jobs here to Albany, as well as all the patients. We lost 800 jobs with the Orion Bus Company just like 2 weeks ago. We can't afford to lose more here in this city. It's fucking ridiculous right now. There's a lot more people than I expected to turn out for this too, actually. It's pretty cool.
I know she will. She's got enough people calling her. Now, with this packet, we demanded, not just requested, we're demanding a cease and desist of moving any of the patients. That means all the patients that have been moving out are going to be stopped. That's what our aim is, and we're trying like crazy for you guys. The second thing is we're calling for them to hold public hearings before the rest of the move is done. Period. Okay? Now, I'm going to allow Tim or Jim to describe to you so you have a complete understanding of what we're doing, what these public hearings will entail. Can you please?
Sure. Well, they can, if they come here, they've had Senator Griffo, what, 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, had a public hearing at the New York State Office building on farm animal rights. And somehow what we're advocating here and representing hasn't gotten on that radar yet. So, yeah, a little bit more important. Well, good question. And that's why I wanna ask you folks to call Senator Griffo, whose office is down in the State Office building, and call Assemblyman Brindisi, also in the State Office building, and tell them that you demand that they do something. And I'll tell you that Assemblyman Brindisi is up for election this fall. So you might want to remind him that we've turned in petitions with 3,300 signatures, and every signature is a vote. And we've got several hundred more since yesterday. And they're going to keep coming, and we're going to keep shoveling them their way. But it's important that we tell them every signature is a vote.
Why did Brindisi say last night on the 11 o'clock news that this was a lost cause?
I think you ought to ask him that, because that's the leadership that you're getting for this region in Albany.
For all you guys that don't know, last night on 11 o'clock news, he said that it was never going to be overturned, and it was going to close anyhow, no matter what was done.
Well, that's what they said about Kingsbury. That's what they said about Kingsbury. What happened?
But
with their tails between their legs.
But people need to know that he's supposed to be supporting us.
Yes.
He is not
giving up and laying down and giving up hope.
If I could just add to what Harmony said in terms of Kingsborough, it's really important. The political right, Kingsborough, it's okay. The momentum built to such an extent that Hogan actually said, if you guys can believe it, Hogan actually said after he decided to reverse it, I never intended to close Kingsborough. And the only other thing I would say while I have the opportunity, guys, having been an activist for a long time, the fact that KTV didn't make it in today, we didn't know if it's Schumer or we don't know why, but I don't think we should be affected by that and have whether it's whatever. If we allow the Brindisis of the world, if we allow the Hogans of the world, if we allow KTV not being there to undermine our morale and momentum, then we'll give up. And we're not going to give up. This was a tremendous, tremendous turnout today. And I personally, as a social worker for MVPC over at the Herkimer Clinic, want to thank all the public officials that made it today. Because when it comes to November, they're getting my vote.
That's right.
Now that we're trying to keep it together here. So number one, we mailed the packages. and we're demanding them to call for the public hearings to do a cease and desist, and the third part is to call for an all-out investigation. This is absolute abuse and misuse of the taxpayer money and absolute neglect about the, with the patients. So, what would the investigation entail?
I don't know, here's what I'd like to say is, and somebody hit on it.
Councilman Pissarro.
This is an election year, and now's the time to talk to Paul, Joe Griffo, Brindisi, and Claudia Tenney, because no matter how this goes, what happened here, the set of circumstances that have occurred here warrant an investigation. The waste of $19 million of our tax money, okay, if nothing else, warrants an investigation because something politically wrong has happened in the background, and that should be investigated. So, and I think the three people that are running, Tenney, Griffo, and Brindisi, should be made aware of that. Those numbers? They wanted to make sure. Right, let them know that regardless of which way this goes, this investigation should be done, and we will not stop this investigation to find out what happened and why this occurred.
So again, if anybody's going to hear Councilman Becerra, we will not stop. No matter what happens in the end, we will not stop calling for the investigation. We won't lay down. We won't allow this to just go away with the wind. We're going to continue working on this.
And Pete, come on!
I mentioned earlier, Assemblywoman Tenney is on that committee, on the Assembly Committee for Mental Health. Please call her office. Mark down here, Mark Mazo, one of our supporters, just emailed me the information. So Tenney's number, I'll read it off now, but if anybody wants to come over and get it later, if you don't get it now, her local number is 853-2383. 853-2383. Her Albany number is 518-455-5334. Again, if you didn't get it, I'll be over here. Get this number down. It's important. She is a member of that committee that we're calling for the investigation. Keep calling her office. Call Brindisi's office. Call Senator Griffo's office and demand this get done. Thank you.
Claudia Tenney, let me
Who's down there?
All the politicians are gone. I'm not going.